Are you looking for a three-piece implant? A three-piece implant is basically an implant which has a pump and a reservoir, which when in a deflated state is completely flaccid, but when you use the pump to inflate the implant, the pump pulls in water from the reservoir. This is the reservoir. From the reservoir, which is placed inside the patient's abdomen, pulls in the water from the reservoir and makes the penis fully erect. And once the sexual process is finished, the patient can just press the deflate button and then just deflate the water out back into the reservoir, and he ends up with a completely flaccid penis. So a three-piece implant is the global standard for penile prosthesis surgery, and there are three major companies in the world that manufacture these. So one is the AMS 700 from the Boston Scientific Company, one is the Coloplast Titan Touch, and the latest entrant to this is the Rigicon company based out of New York, which makes its own three-piece called as the Rigicon Infla 10AX. Now the Rigicon Infla is a three-piece implant manufactured by the same set of engineers that make the AMS, and today's video is an information video for patients who are looking to get this particular implant for themselves. This implant has been available for the past 3 years and now is available almost in most European countries, in the entire Middle East, India, Asia Pacific, including Korea and Australia. And it is soon going to receive the US FDA approval and will be available in the US. Even though this implant is still not FDA approved, but many of the prominent American surgeons have used this implant or have seen this implant in use at centers across the world. Today's video is basically not a paid video by Rigicon. It's a disclaimer from my side. This video is not paid for by Rigicon company at all. But this Rigicon Infla has been approved and has been in use in India for the past 2.5 years. In the past 2.5 years at my center, we have implanted more than 250 men with this inflatable three-piece prosthesis, and the results have been fantastic. The reason why I started using this implant in India was because this was the only three-piece available with the entire inventory. Second, the features of this implant were comparable to the previous versions of the Boston Scientific and the Coloplast. And the third, this implant is the only implant which offers a lifetime warranty for its patients. So considering that this is a mechanical implant and India is a very cost-sensitive country, patients were really eager to have a three-piece with great functionality and at the same time peace of mind that if there is a mechanical failure, they do not have to worry about paying out-of-pocket expenses again. So let's start by understanding what does the Rigicon Infla 10AX, what is this implant made of, and what are its features that I find so satisfying for my patients. So a three-piece implant basically has three components. One is the reservoir. This reservoir is the one that goes inside the patient's abdomen through the same incision. There is a pump which goes in the patient's scrotum, which the patient can use to inflate and deflate. And there are two corporal rods or the two prostheses that go inside the patient's penis and provide rigidity when required. So let's take each one of them one by one, and I will explain to you the features that this implant has that makes it a good choice for somebody looking for a three-piece prosthesis. So this is the cylinders. The cylinders go inside the penis. The cylinders of the Rigicon Infla are made up of 4 layers. That is 1 layer more than any other implant available in the market. The extra layer provides extra rigidity, prevents aneurysm formation, and keeps the implant working for many, many years. The 4th layer is also the reason why this implant is able to offer girth expansion, because this implant is supposed to expand in length and girth by 20 to 25% when fully inflated. So it has been found that men who use the Infla 10AX regularly for more than 6 months, continuously cycle their implants, they notice a length and a girth increase which is up to 15% of their natural erect length at the time of implantation. What this also means is that if you use the anatomical expansion model, you use the length and girth expansion model, you will actually gain size rather than suffer from penile shortening, which is one of the most fascinating parts of this implant. This implant is also available in CX and narrow body versions. So in men who do not want length expansion but want great rigidity, the CX may be a good choice. And in those men who have had prior surgeries, infections, or have a narrow corpora, the narrow body version is also available for these patients. The implant comes in 5 sizes. It comes from 13 centimeters up to 22 centimeters, along with a vast array of extenders. So this implant is a good fit for any size penis, maybe Indian penis or American penis or African penis, a penis starting from 3 inches and going up to 8 inches. We have regular sizing available for any size penis in terms of the cylinders and in terms also of the reservoir capacity. These cylinders have a narrow angle exit tubing by which the implant can be easily placed inside the crura, and the patients do not have to suffer from painful exit points. The way to place the implant is regular with the help of a Keith needle. The construction quality of the implant is very similar to the AMS 700. So patients who are worried about construction quality, the implant is actually made by the same set of engineers who developed the AMS 700. And let's come to the pump. So the pump is the device that is used to fill these implants up. Now the pump of the AMS of the Infla is different from the AMS and the Coloplast, but it incorporates the same features. So you have a pump which is of a very minimal size. At least 2 to 2.5 ml is required, because if we make the pump very small, then it will take a lot of pumps for you to fill the implant up. So normally it takes around 15 ml to get the implant fully rigid. So that translates to around 6 to 7 pumps to get all the water required inside. The pump has ridges on it, so it's easily for any patient to feel the pump inside his scrotum. The deflate button has been placed laterally. So if you see the Coloplast or the AMS, the deflation button is anteriorly. So sometimes when the patient has to deflate it, he has to move his hand like this, which is difficult. Here they have given the deflate button laterally, so if it's in the scrotum, it's very easy. It's a very natural way for the patient to be able to deflate his implant. This deflation mechanism is also one-touch release or momentary squeeze technology, similar to one that you see in AMS. You need to press the deflation button only once, and the entire water passes on to the reservoir. Now let's come to the reservoir. So the reservoir of the Rigicon Infla is available in 2 different variants. So we have a flat variant and we have a round variant. So the flat variant is usually utilized in larger sizes where we do not want too much profile, where it's able to conceal under the abdomen, or if we are placing an ectopic reservoir, that flat reservoir is very, so this is a demo piece. And you also have the round reservoirs, which are again up till 75 ml, which can be easily placed in the infrapubic, retropubic space, just next to the bladder, and in the conventional way of placing reservoirs. So the reservoir is, again, the one extra advantage that the Infla 10AX has in terms of the reservoir is the auto-inflate lockout valve. So if you know the AMS has a lockout valve at the level of the pump. The Coloplast has a lockout valve at the level of the reservoir. The Infla 2 has chosen to give the lockout valve at the level of the reservoir. What that does is that if, for example, you are a weightlifter, or if you are into situations where your abdominal pressure increases, so you won't end up with auto erections. So sometimes what happens is, in the AMS, you would lift a weight, and because of pressure, the water enters the cylinders and you get an erection, which can be embarrassing. To prevent that, auto-inflation lockout valve has been given in the reservoir, which is a good addition, especially for younger men who are into active sports. All of these are connected with kink-resistant tubing. This kink-resistant tubing ensures that unexpected kinking does not happen in the implant, and we don't end up with situations where we're not able to utilize the implant. We get the cylinders and the pump as a pre-connected model, and we have to connect our reservoir to these. If, for example, we have to ever change the implant, we can leave the reservoir inside and we can just put in a fresh implant if required. So the Infla 10 AX in terms of construction quality, in terms of features, is almost similar to the other implants available in the market. The lifetime warranty, the costing and the FDA approval were the game changers which allowed us to utilize this particular implant in India. And in the past 250 patients that we have used, we have put this implant in. The results have been fantastic. There is also, so most of my implants are performed by the penoscrotal incision. So I have a lot of videos, patient reviews, patient feedback, inflation and deflation videos on my channel. So if you go to my channel and go to my playlist in which we have put in the Infla videos, you can go through each one of them and gain more information about this implant. The patient satisfaction rate is high. The mechanical failure rate, I have not yet seen a patient with mechanical failure. The infection rate is again low because this implant is fully hydrophilic coated, and once you use an antibiotic dip, the results tend to be fantastic. So if you are looking for a 3-piece implant which is cost effective, which has a good warranty and which gives you a length and girth expansion with minimal risk of infections, then the Infla 10 AX could be a very good choice for you. Thank you for seeing this video. For more queries, feel free to reach out to me on email or on WhatsApp. We have a wealth of information on our website, and we have a lot of information on our YouTube, Instagram and Facebook pages for you to explore more about this implant. If you would like to talk to somebody who has had an Infla before you make your decision, you can contact our office. We will be happy to connect you to one of our patients in India or abroad who have undergone this implant. Thank you so much.